The gunships cut through the smoke above Coruscant, just as the city began to feel wrong. Ahsoka Tano stood at the open ramp, cloak snapping in the wind, and stared at the endless towers of the Republic capital. She had come to warn the Jedi, but deep down, she knew she had really come for Anakin Skywalker. Inside the city, Anakin was already falling apart. Sleep had abandoned him. Fear had taken its place. Every vision of Padme dying pulled him closer to Chancellor Palpatine, and farther from the Jedi who no longer trusted him. He told himself he still had time. Then Ahsoka walked into the temple. Their reunion was brief, sharp, and painfully honest. Ahsoka saw the storm in his eyes at once. Anakin saw the guilt in hers. Neither wasted time. She told him Maul had named Darth Sidious. She told him the war was a trap. Most of all, she told him he was not alone. For the first time in weeks, Anakin listened. He did not confess everything. Not yet. But when Palpatine summoned him to his private office, Anakin did not go alone. Ahsoka went with him. In that darkened chamber, the truth finally stepped into the light. Palpatine dropped the mask. His voice softened. His eyes burned. He promised power. He promised Padme's life. He promised peace through control. Anakin wavered. Then Ahsoka ignited her blade. Blue light filled the room. She did not beg. She did not preach. She simply said, "This is where he wants you to break." For one terrible second, Anakin looked at Sidious, then at Ahsoka, and reached for his saber. Across Coruscant, the Force seemed to hold its breath. Then the office doors burst open, and Mace Windu arrived too late to stop the first strike. The first blow never landed cleanly. Mace Windu crashed into the Chancellor's office just as Anakin drew his saber, and the room exploded into motion. Sidious moved first. His blade flashed from his sleeve, red and violent. Ahsoka met him head-on. Mace came from the left. Anakin froze for one fatal heartbeat. This was the moment Palpatine had always wanted. He did not attack Anakin. He spoke to him. Even while trading strikes with two Jedi, Sidious drove his words like hooks. He promised Padme could still be saved. He promised the Jedi would betray him. He promised fear was wisdom and power was mercy. Every sentence hit the wound already open inside Skywalker. But Ahsoka knew exactly what Sidious was doing. Between blows, she shouted the truth. This was not salvation. This was ownership. The Chancellor did not care about Padme, the Republic, or peace. He only needed Anakin broken enough to obey. That was when Anakin finally saw it. Palpatine was not offering a future. He was stealing one. The room became chaos. Force lightning burst across the chamber, burning the floor. Mace held the center. Ahsoka drove Sidious back toward the broken window. Anakin stepped in at last, blade igniting with a hard blue snap. For the first time that night, Palpatine's confidence cracked. 3 blades pressed the Sith Lord from every side. His mask vanished. He screamed at Anakin to remember Padme. Anakin answered with silence, then with steel. Together, they forced Sidious to his knees, but the Sith Master only smiled. Far below, clone commanders received a single transmission. No one in the office heard it. No one understood the war had just changed shape for the entire galaxy. And in the Jedi Temple, loyal soldiers suddenly turned their weapons on the guardians they had served. While Palpatine fell on Coruscant, Order 66 had already begun. Anakin Skywalker had spent years standing between two worlds. One was built on duty, war, and fear. The other was built on lies, whispered by the one man who always seemed to understand him. Now, in the shattered office of the Chancellor, those two worlds finally collided. Palpatine was on his knees. His face was twisted by rage. His voice no longer sounded calm or wise. It sounded desperate. He called out to Anakin one last time. He promised Padme could still be saved. He warned that the Jedi would never trust him. He claimed that only the dark side held the power to stop death itself. For a moment, the words still had weight. Anakin thought of Padme. He thought of his visions. He thought of every lie the Jedi had told him and every secret he had carried alone. Then he looked at Ahsoka. She said nothing. She did not need to. She had come back for him. She had stood beside him when no one else did. And in that moment, Anakin understood the truth. Palpatine had never wanted to save him. Anakin stepped forward. His blue blade rose. "No more," he said. Palpatine struck in fury, but this time Anakin was ready. He met the red blade head-on, mace pressed from one side. Ahsoka moved from the other. 3 attacks, 1 final clash. Then Anakin drove straight through his master's guard. The Sith Lord fell. For 1 second, the room was silent. Then alarms screamed across Coruscant. Temple beacons flashed red. Clone channels erupted with panic, gunfire, and coded orders. Across the galaxy, Jedi were being hunted by the very army they had led. Anakin had destroyed Darth Sidious. But the Republic was already tearing itself apart. And at the center of the storm, the Jedi Temple was under attack. By the time Anakin, Ahsoka, and Mace reached the Jedi Temple, the attack was already in full force. Smoke poured from the upper halls. Clone troopers stormed the archives. Padawans ran through burning corridors. The home of the Jedi had become a battlefield. For one stunned moment, the guards at the entrance lowered their rifles. They had followed General Skywalker through 100 wars. Then the inhibitor chips won. Blaster fire lit the steps, and Anakin answered with his blade. This was no clean defense. It was a desperate push, room by room. Mace drove straight through the center, cutting a path toward the council chamber. Ahsoka moved fast along the side halls, breaking firing lines and pulling survivors behind cover. Anakin took the worst of it. Every fallen clone felt like another wound. These were soldiers he had led, men who trusted him, now turned into executioners by a dead Sith's final command. In the training wing, they found younglings trapped behind a sealed blast door. Anakin ripped it open with the Force and threw himself into the crossfire. Ahsoka covered the children. Mace stood at Anakin's side. For the first time in years, master, student, and former apprentice fought as one. They saved dozens, but not enough. The temple kept shaking. Emergency beacons flashed from distant systems. On Felucia, on Kashyyyk, on Megiddo, Jedi were dying. Sidious had fallen, yet his purge was still moving, cold and unstoppable, through every battalion in the Republic. Then a broken transmission reached the temple command room. It came from Senator Organa's security channel. The message was brief. The Senate Guard is mobilizing. Coruscant is locking down. The war is not over. Anakin looked toward the city skyline and realized the real battle for the galaxy was just beginning now. Palpatine was dead, but Order 66 was alive. And across the stars, the Jedi were still being wiped out. Order 66 did not die with Palpatine. It spread faster than truth, faster than reason, and faster than any warning the Jedi could send. Across the galaxy, clone commanders obeyed the final command without question. On distant worlds, Jedi generals were shot from behind, hunted through forests, and cut off from every ally they trusted. Inside the temple, the survivors tried to build order from panic. Mace Windu took command of the defense. Ahsoka organized the rescue of younglings and wounded knights. Anakin did what no one expected. He opened every secure channel he could reach and pleaded with clone officers to stand down. Some did not even answer. Others answered with blaster fire. The truth made it worse. Palpatine was dead, yet the army still obeyed him. The Senate Guard sealed the capital. Republic broadcasts named the Jedi traitors. Fear did the rest. Citizens locked their doors. Senators vanished into hiding. Entire sectors went silent. At the center of it all stood Anakin Skywalker, finally on the right side of the war, and still too late to stop its worst day. Then the reports started coming in. Ki-Adi-Mundi was gone. Aayla Secura was gone. Plo Koon had been shot from the sky. Every name hit like another hammer blow. Ahsoka watched Anakin carry that pain in silence, because he knew one awful truth. If he had turned even minutes later, he would have led this massacre himself. Mace understood the danger. The Jedi could not hold Coruscant and save the galaxy. They had to choose: stay and die in the capital, or scatter, regroup, and survive long enough to expose the truth. Before the council could decide, a signal broke through the static. It came from Mustafar. Separatist leaders were gathering there under orders. Orders given in Sidious's dark name. The Sith Lord was gone, but his final plan was still alive. And if Anakin wanted to end this nightmare, he would have to follow Sidious's shadow to Mustafar. Anakin Skywalker should have been the blade that destroyed the Jedi Temple. In this timeline, he became its shield. While Mace Windu organized the defense and Ahsoka pulled survivors from the lower halls, Anakin took the fight to the front gates, where waves of clone troopers kept pouring in from the city. He fought with desperate control. Every strike had to end the battle without feeding his anger. These were not enemies he hated. They were soldiers trapped by Sidious's last command. Again and again, Anakin reached out through the Force, searching for the men beneath the programming. Most could not hear him. A few hesitated. That hesitation saved lives. In the central atrium, gunships blasted through the temple walls. Shock troopers dropped into the smoke and opened fire on fleeing Padawans. Anakin moved first. He hurled broken stone into the air, turned blaster bolts aside, and cut a path through the assault team before they could seal the chamber. Ahsoka joined him at once, fast and precise. Mace followed, hitting like a hammer. Together, they stopped the breach. But victory came at a cost. The temple was failing. Communications were collapsing. Fires spread into the archives. Medical wings overflowed. The Jedi could defend one room, then lose two more. Anakin finally understood the truth. Saving the temple did not mean holding it. It meant getting people out alive. He ordered every remaining transport to the landing platforms. Some masters objected. He cut them off. The temple is stone, he said. The order is its people. That choice changed everything. The evacuation began. Younglings, healers, and wounded knights rushed toward the ships under cover of Jedi blades. Then a final alert reached Anakin's comlink. A coded message. Padme was leaving Coruscant to find him alone through the blockade tonight. Anakin had saved the temple's survivors. But now Padme was flying straight into a war zone. And for Anakin, the next battle was no longer for the Jedi alone. Padme's ship tore through the blockade above Coruscant and landed hard beside the ruined temple. Smoke rolled across the platform. Clone gunships circled the skyline. Inside, Jedi healers carried the wounded while frightened younglings waited for evacuation. Padme found Anakin in the main hall, covered in ash and blood that was not his own. He looked exhausted, but not lost. For the first time in many months, the darkness inside him had stopped growing. He told her everything. Palpatine had been Darth Sidious. Order 66 was spreading across the galaxy. The temple was falling, and he had come within a breath of becoming the weapon that destroyed it. Padme did not answer with fear. She stepped close, held his face, and told him the one thing Sidious never could. You still have a choice. Those words changed the battle inside Anakin more than any lightsaber clash. He had chased power because he feared losing her. Now Padme reminded him that love was not control. Love was trust. Love was sacrifice. If he wanted to save her and their future, he had to stay in the light. Together they moved through the temple and turned panic into purpose. Padme opened Senate emergency lines and contacted Bail Organa and Mon Mothma. Ahsoka led the evacuations. Mace secured the last escape routes. Anakin became the center that held the survivors together. Then, a stolen report reached them from the Senate district. Palpatine's death had not ended his system. Loyalists were already blaming the Jedi, locking down Coruscant, and preparing emergency rule under a new banner. Mace urged the Jedi to disappear. Padme argued they had to expose the truth now. Anakin heard both sides, then made his choice. He would protect the survivors first. Then he would tell the Republic who started the war. By saving Anakin, Ahsoka had changed the man. Now Padme would help him change the galaxy. But as Coruscant prepared for a new ruler, the final battle for the Republic was about to begin. Palpatine was dead, but the Republic did not wake up free. His body was gone from the Chancellor's office, yet his fear still ruled Coruscant. Clone patrols marched through the streets. Emergency orders sealed the Senate district. Public channels called the Jedi traitors. To most citizens, nothing had changed, except the name of the monster hiding behind the law. Sidious had died, but his story was still winning. And if that lie survived the night, then the Empire would still be born, only without the man who planned it. Inside a shielded chamber beneath the ruined Jedi temple, the survivors chose their next move. Mace Windu wanted order. Bail Organa wanted proof. Mon Mothma wanted the Senate to see the truth before fear swallowed what remained of the Republic. Padme wanted speed, because every hour gave Palpatine's loyalists more time to tighten their grip. Anakin listened in silence. Ahsoka watched him carefully. He had returned from the edge, but everyone in that room knew the future still rested on whether he could keep choosing the light. The answer lay in Palpatine's vaults. Before his death, Sidious had left behind orders, recordings, and war plans buried inside Senate security systems. If those files reached the HoloNet, the galaxy would see what the Jedi had failed to expose for years. One Sith Lord had controlled both sides of the Clone War, planned Order 66, and prepared to replace the Republic with permanent rule. If the files were lost, then the dead Chancellor would become a martyr, and the Jedi would remain the villains of history. So the mission was set. Reach the Senate, steal the truth, broadcast it before the trap closed. At dawn, Padme led the team into the Senate district using emergency authority codes. Bail moved beside her with 2 trusted aides. Anakin followed under a dark cloak, saying nothing, feeling every patrol through the Force. Above them, gunships crossed the sky like hunting birds. Giant screens called for calm while armored troopers filled the plazas below. The city already looked like an empire pretending to be a republic. They passed the first checkpoint, then the second. At the third gate, a shock trooper stared too long at Anakin's face. 1 second later, the alarms began. Blaster fire tore across the hall, and the mission stopped being quiet. Anakin ignited his saber and drove forward, but this time he fought without fury. He turned bolts away from Padme. He cut open doors. He disarmed guards when he could, dropped them when he had to, and kept moving toward the vault. That difference mattered. Months earlier, this chaos would have fed his anger. Now it sharpened his purpose. Padme saw it clearly. He was no longer trying to control death. He was trying to protect life. For the first time since the war began, Anakin Skywalker looked like the hero the Jedi had once believed he could become. In the vault, they found enough evidence to burn the old story to ash. There were direct orders to the Separatist Council. There were emergency decrees written before the attack on the Jedi even began. There were arrest lists for senators, judges, and commanders, marked for removal the moment Palpatine took full control. There were records tying Order 66 to a planned purge, not a response to treason. And there were fragments of Palpatine's own voice, speaking of an empire as if it already existed. Padme copied everything onto a secure data core. Then, the building locked down around them. Mas Amedda appeared on every screen in the chamber and declared emergency succession. His voice shook, but his meaning was clear. The Jedi had murdered the Chancellor. Anakin Skywalker had led the plot. All loyal forces were ordered to recover the traitors and preserve the Republic. With those words, the final mask dropped. Palpatine was gone, yet his system kept breathing through frightened men willing to protect power at any cost. Ahsoka called through the comlink. She and Mace were already fighting through the outer plaza, where clone shock troops were setting up cannons around the Senate steps. Padme refused to run. Instead, she seized the Senate emergency feed and sent the evidence across the HoloNet. Her face filled the Capitol. Then Bail spoke. Then Mon Mothma. Finally, Anakin stepped into frame and confessed that Sidious had nearly turned him into the blade of the Purge. That honesty broke the spell. Not everywhere. Not at once. But enough. Officers hesitated. Citizens questioned. Systems paused. Under Mace's defense and Ahsoka's cover, the survivors escaped Coruscant with the proof. Behind them, the Republic split between fear and truth. Ahead of them, no empire stood fully formed. Only a wounded galaxy, a scattered Jedi remnant, and a future Anakin would now have to help rebuild together. Last lines. The Sith had lost its master, but not all of its servants. The Republic had survived the night, but not without scars that would last for generations. And somewhere beyond the core, in the shadow of Palpatine's fallen plan, the next threat was already beginning to rise.